One day he came from the north side, and I was outside feeding the goats bottle, and after I did that, I went to sheep corral and did some more feeding over there. They were both walking that way, and they said, pick the girl up in 20 minutes to 30 minutes and about to turn off, and that never happened. We called the police, and it took them a while to come. 2 hours to 3 hours. The sex offender was taking the girl, and seems like nobody cares. Even though we report, they don't look. We went to the president's office and we asked them if they would set up an Amber Alert. They told us she was too old.
Just
they
under
can't.
12 years old and under.
Yeah.
There's always Amber Alerts issued for non-custodial parent. If a child's in danger, I sit on the Budget and Finance Committee and also the chairwoman of the Sexual Assault Prevention Subcommittee. That committee was established back in 2016. The nation, we suffered a severe loss of Ashlynne Mike. She was taken from her home and sexually assaulted and murdered.
There's a lot of offenders out there who get to re-offend and move on to other children in the family. We provide medical services for children and adults who have concerns of child sexual abuse or sexual assault. And I'm here, boots on the ground, seeing, and I'm finding out all kinds of things about the family and the history and how vulnerable they are.
I don't know that there's any child sex abuse case that is ever an easy case. When you have a child witness, that in and of itself, presents unique challenges. It comes down to, can I prove the elements beyond a reasonable doubt to a jury?
I have to say, all this time I've been here, I can't tell which cases are going to get a response and which ones aren't. We don't get feedback. And I've been to federal court once for a child sex abuse case. So I know by now I should have gone many, many more times, several times a month.
I met Christine early in 2015, and she shared with me the challenges that she's been having trying to navigate the criminal justice system.
There is no justice. Not within the Navajo Nation, not within the state, not within the federal courts. As soon as I found out, as soon as my son told me, we made the police report. And then the FBI agent told me that there was a confession and that he was going to forward it for prosecution, and then nothing happened. I mean, we had a perpetrator confess, and then the U.S. attorney said that there was insufficient evidence. I thought that maybe we were the only ones going through this, and why isn't anybody listening? Why isn't anybody doing anything? Why isn't anybody helping? And I think that it happens almost in every family.
I would say that we haven't really appreciated the effects of colonization of the boarding school. It's like been one thing on top of another, on top of another.
Children, families I should say, some families, each generation were in boarding schools. We know that when there is a history of child sexual abuse, that there's cycles of abuse that can occur. Those kind of behaviors are learned and they can be repeated or reinforced in different ways.
They're just little victims, they're just little victims everywhere. Anybody can do anything to them, and they've been violated in so many ways anyway, that what's sexual abuse? It's like one more thing that's going to happen to them.
And like in our communities, the perpetrator stays like within the home or within the community. I feel like I blame myself for not taking better care of him. He doesn't come home a lot. I just think that it must be really traumatic for him to come here.
That's the challenge, is if these cases are not prosecuted, then there's no protection to the victim survivor. And also these individuals then are not registered as sex offenders. And so we don't know if there's a habitual type. We do have an initiative called Save a Child, Heal the Nation, in recognizing the type of trauma that our people have experienced and understanding what does that mean to be a trauma-informed nation. And when people ask me, well, what's the outcome? For me, it's healing. And the reason why I say healing is because I cannot depend on an investigator or a court system to provide or to make that person whole.
And I see what's available spiritually and the ceremonies, when they're explained to me, and the prayers, oh my God, there's a wealth of healing there. Just being connected to the land in a way that we're not at all, those of us who live in the city, and that's very healing. And that's the most important thing.